Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. For all of you fathers out there, I know I said it last Tuesday, but I hope you had a fantastic Father's Day and you celebrated with all those special people in your lives. I'm going to get started in just 1 minute. Okay, so I took Sunday off except for one order. That's the only thing I can say. I took one order on Father's Day. So first of all, and I forgot to say in the video, but a special shout out to my husband who is always so gracious. Granted, he does Doordash as well, so he gets it, but he was gracious enough to have me go and go out for that one order because it was still a good order. So that was actually pretty awesome. So a shout out to my husband for allowing me that on Father's Day. But it was a fun-filled family weekend here with me. So that's actually really awesome. So I hope everybody had just as great a weekend as I did. We have lots to talk about, but before we even get into it, if you are new here and just coming for the very first time, subscriber mode is turned on, which means subscribers, you can comment away. But if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, or if you just want to sit back, relax, and listen, you're more than welcome to. Also, everybody on the way in, don't forget to give this live a thumbs up and also share this as well. Best ways to get out my content into the YouTube world. So welcome. I'm going to give real quick a member shout out in no particular order, just because I want to say thank you and I appreciate all the members for your continued support. So thank you, Josh B. Marlon G, thank you so much. Rideshare Rodeo, everybody knows him as Steve. Thomas Mathis, thank you so very much. The Awesome O1000, and then also Brian G. So thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the Kindness Circle. So I actually have two topics tonight that we're going to go through, and hopefully you guys can help me out with your opinions on some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm excited just to kind of dive right in to tonight's topic. So of course, it's going to be a Doordash evening, just because I've been having, some stuff happening with Doordash lately, and you're going to have to kind of stick with me just for like a couple minutes as I kind of explain it, and then we'll kind of go into what I really mean as far as the topic is concerned. So I got this order this past week, and before I start it, whenever I talk about something, especially, as far as DoorDash concerned, even Uber Eats or even Grubhub, I like to see a pattern or even like a series of orders come in before I talk about something, not that it was like a one-off thing or a quote-unquote glitch. So the order that you're seeing right here, I've seen many like it this past week, and it's something that I've noticed probably in the past maybe 4 or 5 days, and it really came through over the weekend. So I got this order, $15 plus, guaranteed, 5.4 miles. Looks like a fantastic order. And it was a fantastic order because when you go to the payout, and we're going to stick on the payout for half a second. So it turns out to be $17.75. So nothing seems wrong with this order, right? Would anybody take this order? Let me know in the chat, and I'm going to deep dive. Or while you're looking at this order, let me know if you notice anything, I don't want to say abnormal, but anything wacky about this order that I took, because it took me a little while and a couple of orders that came through until I figured it out. So let me know. So, Thomas, you would actually take the order. Okay, that's good. Okay, so everybody's saying yes, you would take it. Would anybody say, I don't see anything wrong with this. I don't see anything wacky. Okay, so stick with me for a little while. I'm going to go back and forth between slides because I think it's the only way that I'm going to be able to kind of explain this. So going back to the original one, $15 plus looks good to me. For my area would be good. Fantastic. I think we can all agree it's a really good order, especially miles to dollar ratio. So see that $15 plus? Look at customer tip. What is the customer tip? $15, right? So lately, and it's not every order, I can't say it's every order, I've been noticing it more on higher paying orders. It seems as though DoorDash is being somewhat transparent with their tipping. They're showing the amount of the tip, but they're hiding the base pay. So is this a new trend? Is this DoorDash's way of semi being transparent, which technically it really, isn't transparent. They're still hiding money, but in a way, it really is transparent. So let me know real quick. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think DoorDash is being transparent? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the guaranteed word. I think that's like literally the kicker a lot of their wording. And the thing that gets me, and this is, it's mainly DoorDash, but you also have to be careful. A lot of these gig companies, and that includes Spark, it includes Grubhub, Uber Eats, whomever, is there's so much fine print and there's so much stuff you have to like sift through in order to really understand what they're really seeing. So I've noticed that and got extra tips after I dropped off the order and said the customer add the tip, and it's true or not. So, it's not transparent until it's transparent. I really tend to agree with you. It won't fully be transparent. So it really goes to really the question, will we ever see full transparency? Are they going to start are they ever I feel like I'm tongue tied, but is this their form? Is this their oh, okay, well, it's a form of transparency. Really not, but it is, but it's not. It's just, to me, it's interesting because, like I said, it wasn't just one order that I noticed this with. It was probably about 4 or 5 orders. And when I went through and call this the gift of YouTube, but I screenshot almost every single order that I take just out of complete habit. So I was going through orders and I was seeing the patterns, but nothing really happened in 675 orders, 775 orders, all the smaller order payouts. It's when they almost got above that $15 mark is when I really started noticing that they were I'm going to go back just to show everybody who actually is just joining us now. Offer amount, $15. Tip amount, $15. I just find it very interesting. And I don't know whether, once again, it's a test. Are they testing this out because things are happening in other states, in other areas. And then I guess the conspiracy theory in myself is like, what's happening in the state of New Jersey that I don't know about? Is there really something happening in New Jersey behind the scenes in legislation that I don't know about, and they're testing something out? Or I don't know. It's interesting just based off of just different states going through different forms of trying to pass different legislations, and whether they're trying to make Doordash show full transparency. I know Steve, right to your rodeo, you're here tonight. I mean, they were trying to pass, a transparency in Colorado. It got denied, but are they preparing for the day that they actually have to show transparency? I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in New York City they have transparency. Okay, Steve, we will. I'll call you or I'll text you after this is over with. I'm interested. So yeah, DoorDash playing games. I feel like they're always messing with our minds somehow. Is this another way of them messing with us as drivers? Like, are they trying to push us even further to take orders? Because $15 plus seems pretty enticing to me. I mean, it always sounds enticing to me. Hence why I took it. And then I didn't mind. Hey, 5 miles, $17. I don't think any dasher is going to complain about a $17.75 payout. But are we really paying attention to what DoorDash really is doing? Like, I probably wouldn't have noticed this unless I was working on videos and I was kind of going through my orders and kind of sifting through everything to get everything in row for a video. And then I started seeing patterns. So, would anybody else really notice something like this? Because to me, it was like, I'm like, oh my God. And then I saw a couple more. I'm like, oh my God, is DoorDash really showing full tips in some of the orders? So it just really, honestly, it makes you think a little bit. This is a very valid point. Everyone complains about not seeing the tip, so they feel like the tip is more important than the base pay. It's a possibility, Christopher. It's everybody is concerned about the tip. I know as a driver, I'm concerned about the tip because, let's face it, it's why we do what we do, right? So for all you new drivers out there, to be profitable, at least your tip should be at least 50% of your pay. It should be more. I know my tip percentage is usually closer to like 75%. So, it's we do what we do because of tips. So maybe we have been complaining, and hey, maybe DoorDash maybe is listening that we do care about tips. Do we really care about the base pay? I mean, granted, I did show you guys that order, I think this past week, where they wanted $3.75 to go, what was it, 11.9 miles, 11.8 miles? I can't remember. It was 11 something. So I think at that point, base pay does kick in, and it should matter just based off of no one should ever be driving 11.8 or 9 miles to go for $3.75. I feel, no, don't, drivers, please don't ever do that. Yeah. When you see orders like that, to me, base pay does count, but tips really are more important out there. Yeah. Yeah. No base pay is ridiculous right now. It's all about tipping. How many, and you guys are going to have to let me know and this is probably 2 years ago now. So anybody who was around here 2 years ago, do you remember I think it was July of 2 years ago, we all got that email from DoorDash, and they laid out all nice and neatly what the new base pay. It's when they actually lowered our base pay from $3 to $2.75, or depending on your areas, it went to $2.50 or even $2.25. And then they laid out if you travel longer miles, your base pay is going to be more. And they literally gave you a whole breakdown. Yeah, where did that go? They were really saying like a 7-mile order, if I remember correctly, the base pay should at least be like $4.50 or $4.75. And that's why they were actually lowering the base pay so they can pay longer distance order. Yeah, they lied. I feel like that went out the window like ridiculously, like a really long time ago. Yeah. You know, I really agree. Base pay needs to be raised. I don't think we ever fully understand a lot of times base pay, because when you see an order like this, you think, wow, that's a really good paying order, $7.75. But DoorDash just paid me $2.75 to go, what was it? 5.4? 5.4 miles. DoorDash just paid me $2.75 to go 5.4 miles. So is that really fair? I feel like there needs to be something. I don't know whether showing full transparency on tips is the way to go. I think we can all agree we would like to see full transparency on everything. Miles, base pay, regular pay, total pay. God, I want my item counts back. DoorDash, are you listening? I want my item counts back. Can you at least give us back the item counts? I feel like that was like the biggest blow this past year. Is at least for me, it was taking away item counts. I made so many decisions based off of item counts. I mean, there's a big difference between a 2-item count to like a 10-item count. Like that could mean a lot of money to a driver, and not have that information. Like, I just feel like they're taking more and more away. But is this their way of saying, okay, we'll give you something back. We're not going to give everything back. We'll give you something back. Yeah. Is earned by time better? We don't have earned by time yet in New Jersey. I feel like we're one of the very few areas, or at least my area in New Jersey. I know, Thomas, you're in New Jersey. I don't know whether anybody else is here from New Jersey tonight, but I haven't gotten earned by time yet. I know some content creators really like earned by time and are making more money on earned by time. Some people say that, no, it's totally not worth it. So once again, I feel like it depends on your area and what goes on in your area, if it's actually better or not. So that's just speculation, because I do not have earned by time yet in my area. I'm eager to get it into my area just because I can't wait to see what it does. And, I can honestly say, and Dash or Benj, I'm pretty sure, since you said you have earned by time, I'm speculating here, and I would think business-wise, and for me in the mornings when there's like really hardly anything coming on, that's when it would honestly benefit me, or it would benefit me during like the slower times until you get to like your peak hours. But I can be completely wrong, but I feel like that's how I would use earned by time going in. I know a lot of top dashers use it to the last week of the month to get back up to their acceptance rate, because obviously you have to take more orders with earned by time. So yeah, so who knows if this new rewards program is gonna even roll out to all of us. I'm pretty sure it probably probably will at some point. I feel like once one thing becomes a pilot, eventually it gets rolled out to all of us. Just depends, like the matter of when. Is it going to be weeks? Is it going to be a month? My area, I was the last one to receive it, so it might be another year. Who knows? Ugh. Time of day looks like EBT. I'm telling you, Thomas, that's, what I would be thinking as far as earned by time. I just think of like my mornings, like if I go out at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will, I'll get a couple of orders done. But once like 9 o'clock hits 10 o'clock, it's like crickets between 10 and 11 until orders start coming in again. And even I used to enjoy like having Doordash on, especially around like 10:30, because if you're in the large order program, sometimes you get catering orders between like 10:30 and 11. And even that has slowed down in my area considerably. And so now I feel like that earn by time would be like perfect for like those slow mornings that you want to go out, you want to make money, but no orders are really coming in. Okay, so I am semi-correct. The EBT does help usually with slower times. I do earn per order later, like Thursdays and Friday dinner shifts when the juicy orders come out. Okay, so I was semi-right. So, here's more. You would not get priority access to diamond orders. You don't get shopping orders, and I wouldn't know about LP orders. Okay. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know when and if it comes to my area, and obviously I'll give you my honest. I always give you guys my honest opinion, whether it's good or bad or how are you? And what happened, how it happens in my area. And I always preface everything that, everybody's area is so completely different. Whenever I notice something, I always really try to get it out to you guys as soon as possible, because if it's in my area, it just might be something that might be in your area, or it might not be in your area, And that's another funky thing with DoorDash. They constantly are like, what is in my area, like earned by time. It's not in California. It might not be with Steve in Colorado, but it might be in Kansas. I'm making that up. Okay, so anyway, enough about transparency. Just be on the lookout. See whether you notice it. If you do notice it, let me know, because I would be really curious to understand it. Okay, so moving on. So I did a video this past week, and I thought it would be fun to bring it here, just because it was a very mixed decision on which one, and I'm going to actually pull it up right now. So you guys are going to have to let me know if you were forced to take one of these two orders, and forced being the key word. And no, you can't say neither, because that's not the fun of this. You have to pick one or other. So the first one will be A, the second one will be B. And I'll show you the first one first, and then we'll get to the second one, and then you guys can put in the chat which one you would take. So you are forced as a DoorDash driver to take one of these two orders. Which one would you take? So, would you choose option number A? Which one would you choose? A $2.75 guaranteed order. There you go, Anthony, that guaranteed word for 2 miles. Or would you take, behind curtain number 2, option B, would you take a $9.75 order going 11.9 miles? So, let me know right now in the chat which one would you take? And if you want to put in why you would take each one or the other, I'm curious. And then I'll give you my decision on what I would take. So go ahead, put it in the chat right now. We're going to have some fun. Yeah, Tom is forced. Because who says we're independent contractors? And, anybody? No one's going to put in A or B? Or are you just thinking about it? I feel like I should have like that thinking emoji, or I know it's trademarked and I couldn't put it because of copyright, but it would be fun to do the Jeopardy song right now. Okay, here's the coming in. So Thomas, you would say A. Sarah Sue, you say A. Rangers baseball, I would say A. Lee Kindler, he would say A as well. Any taker? A lot of people were saying B in my video, so it's interesting. Irene, you would say 2. Gig Money Madness, how are you? I take B because it looks like there's no tip on A. Okay, interesting. Anybody else want to get in their vote? Dasher Bench, quick and easy. A. 11.9 hours would probably take me out of zone. Good point. Yeah, Thomas, because I would get back to the zone quick. Yep. So Rebecca, I'm sorry, we'll do Irene's first since I'm here. $2 something because 11 miles would one may take me and will take me out of my area, and then I'll have to drive all the way back. Yep. And then Rebecca, I would take A, more time to deliver more orders. You never know when you might get a cash tip. Guaranteed not to get anything more than $9.75. That is true. You would not get anything more than $9.75 unless the customer decided to add on a tip after they ordered it. Okay. B, better cash flow, especially if it puts me in a good spot. Or highway miles. Okay. Highway miles are good. I am a fan of highway miles. I never shy away for longer distance orders just because sometimes when you take the highway, it's quicker than doing some of these country roads and back roads. And, if you just hop on and doing 65, 70 miles an hour, it can be quicker sometimes. So Cruise and Dasher A, and keep on moving. Another good point, Irene. It depends on where you live and where it's going. Very, very true. Okay, so here's my opinion. For what it counts, I don't know what counts for anything. I would choose 275 for your 2 miles because I think of it kind of like call it a McDonald's order that is literally going right up the road. You can go in, you can grab it, you can go get it done and put the bad order behind you and move on to something else. At least in my experience, whenever you sometimes get a bad order, it gets followed by a better order the next one anyway. So I would do the 275 so I can quickly turn it around and move on to the next order. I get where you guys are coming from with highway miles. If it was highway miles, 975 could be an option for me because I have so many highways around my area. Traffic plays a good part in my role, especially now that Jersey Shore traffic is coming into play. So that would be definitely a deciding factor. But I personally would do the 275, and I agree. Can't roll the dice on option B. I'm a firm believer if you're going to take a longer distance order that it pays you to come back as well. So I am so particular a lot of times about longer distance orders, more so than I have been in the past, just because in some areas that you go to, and you really have to know your area, if it brings you far enough away, and is that far enough away place have places you can pick up an order that will bring you back or will keep you up in that area that makes it worth the while of your trip there and back. So it really depends on your area and whether this would be more profitable. A lot of people in a lot of the comments of the video were saying they wouldn't take it because it was a no tip order, and at least the $9.75, there could be a tip attached to it, because I really doubt that DoorDash would pay a $9.75 base pay. Oh, have you guys ever seen DoorDash pay a $9.75 base pay? I have an even better question. What is the highest base pay you've ever seen DoorDash pay out? That could be a good topic all in itself. That's a better question. Leave it in the chat. What is the highest base pay you've ever seen DoorDash pay out in an order? Should be interesting. This is a good point. I would just switch zones so I wouldn't have to drive back. Eventually, you have to come back if you live around that area. At least that would be my case. Yeah. So no, anybody want to weigh in? What's the largest base pay that you guys have ever seen? Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Brian, that it probably is a shop and deliver. Just because the base payers, that's really good English. The base pay is higher on shop and delivers than regular food delivery. Okay, so you've seen $6, you've seen $10 on a red card order. Thomas, you saw $7. Yeah, $3 to $4. I feel like when you are older and you go, well, back in the day, back in the day when I started DoorDash base pay was $5 when I started I think it was $5 when I started in 2018. And then it slowly got lower and lower. Oh, Thomas, that's a good point. $8 for catering. Yeah, that is true. Oh, yeah. Oh, the days. The days where base pay was $5. Anybody else remember that? I don't know. I think those days are long gone. Would we like to see them at some point? I know I definitely would. Oh, that would be the day. And so before we end the two topics for tonight, one last question. Do you ever think we will see a time where DoorDash shows full transparency? Do you think it'll be a months from now, years from now, light years from now? Do you think we will ever see a day where DoorDash shows full transparency? That's the question. Wow, good for you. 44 lunches to deliver for $50. That's a lot of lunches. Good for you. Good payout. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's look at this one. Started in 2021, $3 base pay. Yep. $3 base pay. And I think, I'm going to have to go looking. I pulled it out, I think, for a rideshare guide video that I did. I think the email was from July of 2021, where they changed it from $3 to, at least in my area, $2.75. Yeah, full transparency or high base pay are never coming back because DoorDash has an overflow of top dashers even with these policies. I don't think we will ever see full transparency unless it is forced by government of some sort. I think that's the only time that I think we will ever see full transparency, but that's just my opinion. I don't think we will ever see base pay go back up. It's kind of like you're like a W-2 job, right? You don't think you will ever raises. Will they ever happen? Will they happen? I know me. I've gone when I did have a W-2 job when things weren't going so well. They didn't do raises for like a couple of years. So I feel like it's like the same thing. Companies sometimes go backwards and they hardly ever go forward when it comes to pay. And, when you think about the W-2 world, what's the biggest expense controller a company can control is payroll. So what is the biggest expense that DoorDash can control? Base pay. It's a form of payroll. Yeah, it's a good possibility. Yeah. Just food for thought. Yeah. What's next? Free, but charge customers more. We did on Money Hungry, I think it was last week, Uber Eats. It's been floating around that, and I don't know whether it's glitch or whether people are actually seeing it, but the people were seeing like 16-cent base pays with Uber Eats. So just when you think DoorDash base pays are bad, start paying attention to your Uber Eats base pays. I'm just saying. You never know. DoorDash isn't the only company out there with base pays that are sometimes absolutely ridiculous. No, I haven't seen this. A sudden AR reset over the weekend. No, I have not seen that. I know when I was reading a lot about the rewards program, the people who had the rewards program rollout got, it wasn't acceptance rate reset, it was completion rate reset. But no, I haven't heard anything about AR reset. That's interesting though. Hey Tony, what's going on? So, transparency. DoorDash, it's what drivers are looking for. I guess it's going to depend on a whole bunch of factors if we're ever going to see it in our lifetime of doing DoorDash. So I guess really stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep each other updated on how it's doing. So it's crazy. So, guys, those were my 2 topics tonight. Thank you for all the interaction and the fun, and thank you for all of your comments coming in. I really appreciate that. I am here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Hopefully you guys come back and join me again next Tuesday for all of the fun. If you're also, make sure that you guys give this one a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Share it out with the rest of the YouTube world out there. And that is really that's all I have for you guys tonight. Everybody have a good rest of the week. Don't forget that tomorrow night I will be on Money Hungry on the Rideshare Guy. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific with Zach Drives Fast. We have Gig Life tomorrow night, so I'm excited to have him on. I think it's going to be a lot of fun talking with him, especially since he made the news last week. So he was in the Daily Dot, so I can't wait to talk to Gig Life tomorrow night. So definitely you guys are want to kind of come for that, and that is on the Rideshare Guy. I will community post it tomorrow night, as Christopher. So Christopher sent me a YouTube video, and it was a lady who did a Dr. Pepper challenge, and she had to sip different forms of Dr. Pepper. One was a Diet Dr. Pepper, one was McDonald's Diet Dr. Pepper, one was canned, one was bottled, and one was Chick-fil-A, I think it was. And then she had to guess which one was which. And Christopher now wants me to do that challenge. It would be really interesting. I think I would be really good with a couple of them, just because I have a Dr. Pepper McDonald's drink almost every single morning. So I think I would actually be really good at that Dr. Pepper challenge for all you Dr. Pepper fans out there. Thomas, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, he was in the Daily Dot. I think it was like 5 days ago. He did a TikTok, I believe, on Instacart's new Premier. Is it called Premier Driver? What is it? Where preferred shoppers, where customers can now pick shoppers if they like their experience as their preferred shoppers. So he did a TikTok, and it went on the Daily Dot. So I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow about it. And he's always tons of fun. So I can't wait for tomorrow night's show. So hopefully all of you guys join me for that as well. Just real quick. Uber is worse, even though I've been an advocate for Uber for a couple of years. It's almost ridiculous. Have you order is so low and high. Uber Eats for me, and I know a lot of you guys love Uber Eats, and I know Zach, if you're still here, he loves Uber Eats, and it's fantastic in his area. Uber Eats in my area is like, man, I want my old Uber Eats back. Like I used to do like $1,000 weeks on Uber Eats, and then something changed. I don't know what changed in my area. Uber Eats changed. It's just not the same anymore. Ugh. Yes, I am addicted, literally addicted to Dr. Pepper. I have my Dr. Pepper fridge from Right Here Rodeo. But yes, I love Dr. Pepper. I feel like it's my only vice in life. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't hardly drink. Maybe a glass of wine, maybe a week. So if this is my only vice in life, I feel like I'm good. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I really appreciate it. So guys, if you're driving, please stay safe and healthy. Remember, kindness is always free. I'll see you guys next week or in the next video. Thank you guys for being here. Bye everyone. Peace out.